All right, time now to talk about a serious topic. We're going to be talking about cybercrime, and it continues to grow at an alarming rate. Now, I don't know much about this. I don't know if you do, but we're going to bring in an expert that knows all about this. Let's bring in right now Chris Novak, Vice President of Verizon Global Cybersecurity Solutions. Good to see you, Chris. How are you?
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's get right into this. I know Verizon, they just put out this data, this annual data breach investigation report. Give us some highlights of that and what that is all about.
Yeah, sure. So this is the 18th year, as you mentioned. And honestly, the report is a wake-up call for the industry in terms of what we're seeing. We've seen over 22,000 incidents covered in this report and over 12,000 confirmed data breaches spanning more than 130 countries. So really just illustrating the fact that this is a very substantial concern facing, every industry today. Some of the interesting things that we pulled out of the data and the report was the fact that sometimes these attacks are not always coming straight at your front door, but in a lot of cases, we're seeing that they're coming through third parties. So it might be a partner, a supplier, a vendor. And so third-party risk management takes on a whole new meaning and level of importance. The other thing that we've seen is a dramatic increase in targeting of small and medium businesses. So it's not just the large banks being targeted, but it's all sorts of other organizations as well. And we've seen them get particularly hit hard with things like ransomware, which, depending on the size of your organization, even a small ransomware attack may be the thing that takes you out of business. And then the other thing that really stood out was the fact that we saw a tremendous increase in concern around the use of personal devices or BYOD devices that maybe don't have the same level of security that a corporate-owned, corporate-managed device has. And so the risk that that's starting to pose to organizations in the form of incidents and breaches is starting to be a bigger concern.
Yeah, I bet. And it's real sneaky. I mean, they've been real sneaky on how they do that. I know that I've seen different suspicious things. How could small businesses, you mentioned it's not all the big ones, small businesses be better prepared for this?
Yeah. So it's really, the preparedness comes down to the education and awareness is the first level. At the end of the day, especially as you mentioned, small businesses, they may not have a security organization or a team at all. And so it really comes down to how do you establish a security mindset across all of your employees and say, look, how do you identify when something looks suspicious or malicious, exactly as you said you've seen, but then also how do they report it so that we can make sure that it's properly actioned? Also, how is it that the organization is doing things like, security patches and updates? At the end of the day, most of the systems in our environment, they're not set it and forget it. They need to be regularly updated. So how is it that you're engaging to make sure that those updates are applied to make sure that you're as secure as you possibly can be?
All right, and what do you think would be the most common threat? Do you have one out there that's most common that you're seeing in your data?
Yeah, so I'd say there's two that really stand out. Phishing and exploitation of things like zero-day vulnerabilities. Phishing, I think everyone's probably very familiar with and have probably received those emails or even those text messages where they're trying to grab your password or they're trying to install malware on your system. But then the exploitation of zero-day vulnerabilities are vulnerabilities in a firewall or a VPN or some kind of perimeter security that you don't even necessarily sometimes realize. But the threat actors become aware of these and they start hammering away on your perimeter, trying to get in.
All right, cybercrime obviously a very serious topic. How and where can we go get a little bit more information on this if people that are watching right now are interested?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd recommend to download the report. It's chock full of data and insights as well as recommendations. So you're not left trying to figure out what do we do. You've got the guidance right there in the report. And the report can be downloaded at verizon.com/DBIR, like Data Breach Investigations Report.
Very nice. Chris, thanks for taking some time out and sharing that with us. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks.
You got it. All right. There's the information right there for you. Verizon. It's real simple. Verizon.com/DBIR.